Okay, so again with that location and destination thing, we're gonna do it a little different with a little process of elimination of harabai code with it. So I was just adding 683 right there, and being able to know more about the prominent causes of 683 on Austin Code or Spotify or Granger or Penske, different codes that add up to a 683. So it's just pretty much adding more to aquatics division's objectives at the time, as you use more for subscriptions and notifications and so forth, alerts and stuff like that. So that's just pretty much being a negotiator and being able to compromise hourly work that's unseen, or that's not visualized because you're busy at the time. So just being able to get a full definition proposition for yourself as you get more defined with the characteristics that you have, that gives you more characteristics of 2023 to 2026, which is purple, green, and orange characteristics that last 683 months a year. So that's pretty much where you're using that 683 versus a 6.1 that's not even, that's barely, that's going up against 3.1 that's barely even keeping up with the 6.1, even if it had 361 dimes on the key. So it's just pretty much where you looking at more of the total finish of the play on third quarter reviews and stuff like that. So it's being able to look at the difference between 6.1 and a 3.1 versus 361. So it's pretty much where you're using a difference of 361 versus 683, and looking at the difference between that, and understanding more about 640 characters, or 64 dimes within that character. That 6.1 is greater than 3.1, no matter what you say about it. So that's just using the average day 6943 inventions with that, and the invention character with that type of detail. So other than that, you working with 6.1. 6.1 is bringing you out to about 6.1 take away 3.1, that gives you a 3.1 analysis over again, which gives you a whole nother department of what to do with the next county, or the new county that you have. That's a 3.1, and then you can use the opposite of this 3.1, and use the new 3.1 and make a better reference with it. So it's pretty much where you get more from 683 than you would 361 with just one 3.1. So it's just pretty much where you're using that detail going as well, and being able to use 6.1 versus 3.1, where you're using a transitional benefit, a transitional propel benefit to promote that detail every 69 hours. So it's just pretty much using all the context and using it all in one place. So it's pretty much where you're using a 9.1 characteristic. So the 3.1 could be an individual, the 6.1 could be a group, 9.1 is a group, 19.1 is a group. But majority of the time in 1969, all you can use is a 3.1. That's always been the factory of the situation, and the federal system. So it's pretty much where you're working with more of globalism versus federalism, and being able to know more about the political rights of the citizens of 1980 versus 1860. So it's pretty much dealing with more healthcare, more liability, more reliability. You're dealing with a whole 6.1 ratio instead of a 3.1 accommodation. So that's just being able to look at the whole 69-43 detail, as far as that being the lowest rate you can have for a payment at the time, is being a national state consumer. So that's basically good on the job training, or even on the lifespan training, which you use in court, majority of the time. So it's pretty much where you're using ratings and and grades, depending on how you like your preference.